one of the trips you most recently took was back home to Chicago for Seco Block, which you won. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, it's cool.
So sick. I have to hear about this experience because we're talking about free soloing a 60-foot wall above Lake Michigan, which at 60 feet could feel like concrete if you come in at an awkward angle. And as you had written, this was the event that brought you out of a 4.5 year comp hiatus. So what drew you to it, and also what was the experience like?
I've done the Seco comp before in Park City when it was here in Utah. I've done it several years and it's very intimidating. It never feels any easier. And I'm honestly always pretty scared.
Yeah.
um, I haven't gotten over that fear with the event. So it felt like a good challenge in some ways. And how could I say no to going and doing this event in my hometown?
Well, you obviously performed very well. Maybe the trick is to just get to the top first, and then you don't have to worry about anything else, which you did. But I'm curious for somebody like myself, where I won't do this. I'm not gonna solo a 60-foot wall, even if it's over water. Um, but I wrestle with fear on a 15-foot top out, whether it's outside or even at my gym when I'm climbing hard towards the top. Not all routes ease up towards the top, and that comp was designed, in fact, to get quite a bit harder towards the top. So I'm not sure if you wrestle much with the fear of falling. I do. I think a lot of people do. Is there anything that you learn from doing something like that, soloing 60 feet on hard terrain, that you take to your climbing, or that you can help me take to my climbing?
Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think that this event is giving me any crazy insight into managing my fear because I'm not managing my fear while it's happening. I'm extremely terrified and it hasn't gotten any easier. And maybe that's a good question for Nina Williams, but
It,
it's something that I think I could do Seco Block 100 times and I would always struggle with it. So I haven't found that that insight yet, but maybe someday, probably not.
yeah, yeah, it's not really designed to help manage fear. I don't think it's supposed to strike fear in. What about the victory jump at the end, though?
I've never jumped off the top of this wall, never. And I've done it several years. This was the second time I've won. And the first time I won, the crowd did this like crazy countdown. They wanted me to jump because I had just won. And I didn't want to do it. And I never will want to do it. And I down climbed the front. You're still jumping from like 50 feet. It's not like it's easy. And I got booed. The whole crowd booed me for not jumping off.
After you won?
Yeah, which I get it. It was a huge letdown, but
Brutal.
I do not succumb to that type of peer pressure. It doesn't work on me.
You go find the guy in his jean shorts booing the loudest, and you pull him up to the top of that wall, and then you do the countdown, man. That
Right.
that is terrifying. I think Nina like messed her foot or her knee up or something doing the jump from the top.
Yeah, it's scary. It can be dangerous if you're not that good at it, which I'm not. And I'm not there to expand as a climber. That's not why I do that event.
Yeah, well, good for
And
you,
hopefully,
and congratulations to win in Chi-Town in front of the home crowd over Lake Michigan like that. That's so rad. Well, congratulations. All right, y'all, just a quick 30 seconds here to shout out the sponsor of this video, PhysiVantage Nutrition, the best of the best when it comes to climbing performance nutrition. I've been using it for years. I think you're going to love it, but don't take my word for it. Check out their athlete team. Oh my gosh, Alex Magos, Jonathan Seacrest, Daniel Woods, Paige Clausen, Natalia Grossman, Amity Warm, Jordan Cannon. There's too many to name, y'all. They're using PhysiVantage every single day because it works. I think you're going to love it. Just give it a shot. Use code STRUGGLE at checkout for 15% off and take your performance to the next level. All right, let's get back to the video. I want to talk about Chris Sharma for a second because you've taken on some of his like ultimate classic routes from Necessary Evil to Dreamcatcher. Obviously, he didn't put up La Rambla, but he was one of the earlier guys to climb it. And I'm sure there's others as well that I'm spacing on here. You can educate me. But what is it about Chris Sharma's climbs, or what is it about him as a climber that seems to draw you to those routes?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a bit, especially I just saw him last weekend at the Seagull Block competition, and it's not a conscious choice to go and follow in his footsteps and do all of his climbs, but I think he was one of our early pioneers for sport climbing globally and in the US. And a lot of those routes are really inspiring to me because they're beautiful, they're historical, and they're in really cool places. You know, Necessary Evils on the side of the highway, and it was our first 14C here, and that's crazy. That's so cool. And Dreamcatcher, is just one of the most beautiful and recognizable sport climbs in the world, probably.
For sure.
And I love Squamish so much. So a lot of those felt like really natural goals. Like everyone should want to do Dreamcatcher. How could you not, But I think that he had this amazing vision for what sport climbing could look like. And it's been really cool to sort of trace that vision and take it in my own directions as well. And we spoke maybe about climbing together this fall, so it would be really cool to work on some hard routes with him, maybe in Spain.
That's amazing. Well, I had him on the show recently, and he had just done Sleeping Lion. So, he's in his 40s. He's still climbing the hardest routes in the absolute world. Do you study his climbing style? Can you compare and contrast how you would do, you did Necessary Evil or Dreamcatcher, for example, compared to how Chris Sharma does it?
I think our styles are probably polar opposite.
Yeah,
I'm more of like a quiet kind of, I seldom let out like a power scream. And if I can help it, I try to keep my feet on the wall because I lose so much strength as soon as I'm dangling. But he's very powerful, very dynamic, and a very expressive climber, which is so exciting to watch. And when I was working La Rambla, Sleeping Lion is just to the right of it. So we were there at the same time, projecting at the same time. And it was very cool to see, our different approaches and our different styles and to just sit at the bottom and kind of stare up at this big great wall that we both wanted to get to the top of.
do you think perhaps the key to unlocking 9B or 9B plus is just you tapping into your inner Passat?
It could be. I mean, it's worth a shot. I'll try anything.